the Soviet Union. Alexander Tishnik is in the net. And Sutter, Bossy, Tonelli, the line along with Bork and Lowe. So we're set to go for the face-off at center ice. Canada versus the Soviet Union. This is a very, very big game for Canada. They're trying to move up from 4th place in the standings. A victory would vault them into a situation where they would be playing a playoff game against the United States. And not the Soviet Union, who are already locked up in 1st place. Puck comes to the side of the net. Stelnov is there. And as he takes a bump at the side of the net, it is held in there by Tishnik. And we'll have a face-off. Well, Glenn Sather, I wonder if he slept well last night. He seems to be a fairly calm individual, but he's facing probably one of the biggest games of his life, including the Stanley Cup tonight.
Well, he probably slept a little better after that performance Team Canada had against Czechoslovakia. The fans are behind the Team Canada here tonight. You know, we had the Oilers back in front of their hometown crowd, and that's going to help them, I'm sure.
Quick shot right off the faceoff by Bossy. It comes out to center ice. Makarov trying to break free. Back over the line comes Lowe, but there was a player trapped inside the line. John Tonelli is called for a faceoff. A moment ago, you saw the results of the final games of the opening round. As we look at the coach of the Soviet national team, Vladimir, or at least Viktor Tiyanov. That means that Sweden has defeated Czechoslovakia 4-2, and Czechoslovakia goes winless throughout the tournament. Clearly, one of the worst showings Czechoslovakia has had in international hockey in years. They came here with a very young team, a building team, and they've got a ways to go yet. That's Kevin Lowe. Just had his line to Bork. Bork ahead now. Tonelli hustles over the line with it, but it is poked away from him by Starikov. Back out to center ice. Sutter back in for Lowe. Lowe in his own zone now. Back is Bork. Spinning in his own zone. Sportsov in there. Forechecking as Lowe moves up. And Tonelli following up, and he clears it rink wide, and it's deflected down into the Soviet zone. Coming out of his own zone now to center ice for the Soviet Union is Barnikov. He shoots it in. Robinson's there. Turning in his zone is Robinson. Ahead for Peter Stastny. Stastny now moving through center ice. Stastny hitting the line. Stastny now feeds it back near the line. It's flipped by Randy Gregg into the corner. A bouncing puck. Glenn Anderson couldn't knock it down. The Soviets come right back out. This is the Gorky line at center ice now. Coben over the line. Coben squirts off in front of the net, and they clear it right through everybody. Now here's Vilya Letdinov. Clears into the side of the net. Now after it is Coben. Around behind the net. Coben looking for a man in the corner with Robinson on top of him. Robinson knocks him down. Puck is under a few bodies there, and it's called for a face-off. No score in the game.
I said earlier that he has to challenge the players, the Soviet players. He played the exhibition game against them, gave up 5 goals, and he felt that he wasn't challenging them enough. He makes a good quick pad save, butterfly style.
Good deflection there by Coben that's caused the change of direction. Gretzky's out there for Canada. Coffey has the puck. Gretzky along with Goulet and Middleton. Middleton deflects it into the Soviet zone. Back to get it now is Pervukin along the boards. Hitting it up against the boards is Charlie Huddy, moving in there as well as Goulet, and it comes out over center ice, and Coffey will cut back into his own zone for it. Coffey behind his own net, just stopped up back there now. It's cruising around inside the zone is Svetlov. At center ice now, Svetlov gets the pass. Takes a hit there from Coffey. Gets the puck rolled loose into the Team Canada zone. Charlie Huddy skating along his line out to Coffey. Coffey now taps it ahead for Goulet. A hit intended for Gretzky, and he just couldn't knock that down. Pervukin back inside his zone. Along the boards. Cleared back behind the net by Svetlov. Out to center ice, and Coffey's got it. Coffey. Huddy. Huddy just drifting it in there from center ice. Past Tishnik, the goaltender. Bounces back in front of the net where Billy Letdinov shoots it into the corner now. Out at center ice come the Soviets. Down over the line, the drop pass way offside on the far side with Semenov. And on that offside call, we'll have a face-off outside the Team Canada blue line. Well, there is Tiyanov. Fellow who's had this team. Actually, he was a defenseman in the Soviet National League. Played with Dynamo for years. Retired in 1966. Went to Riga and coached Dynamo Riga. Had a great player in Riga, and the two of them went up to the national team together. That great player was Helmut Balderas. Riga, of course, and the Latvian Republic, the Soviet Union. Lowe Out at center ice now, trying to knock it down is Kazatonov. He does finally tap it back. Kevin Lowe back to make the check just at his line. Bork clears it out to center ice. It flicks off the glass. There's a race for the puck now. Down over the line. That's Gartner. Gartner behind the net. Checked off the puck very neatly there. Kazatonov. The shot is wide. Is moving in is Bourne. Bourne tried to hook it out in front to Eiserman. And again, the Soviets control Zubkov. Out at center ice now. Down over the line for the Soviets is Koshevnikov. He is checked off the puck. Good fight defense here by Team Canada. Out at center ice now, Bourne. To Eiserman. Eiserman ducks the check neatly. Gets in over the line. But it's hooked away from him by Vasilyev. Now against the boards. The lead pass, Gimaev. Gimaev out at center ice. Deflected pass, Vasilyev. Robinson cutting across. But it is Gartner who taps it back to the defense. Out at center ice now, Bork. Bork shooting it in now. Tonelli racing after that. Bork scoops off the ice by Tishnik. Holds on. We'll have a face-off. No score in the game. 3:48 gone. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Try by John Tonelli. The puck shot in. And these boards are very fast in the Edmonton Coliseum. It comes right out to him. He slaps it. Tishnik is alert. He's out at the top of his crease and makes a great glove save.
Leonov giving somebody a lecture on the bench. He's been known to do that during hockey games. He walks in front of the players. You don't see that very often, but he's right there, and he's talking all the time during a hockey game. Here's Makarov bringing it out to center ice. That rink-wide pass over 2 lines to Shepelev. And we'll have a face-off back inside the blue line. And as we look down there at the newcomer, Shepelev, on that line at least. A reminder, this program is broadcast under rights granted by Hockey Canada and the NHL Players Association, protected by copyright, and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or reuse of this program without the express written permission of the CTV Television Network and TV Labatt is forbidden. Makarov trying to get out of the zone. Puck is hooked free, but Stelnov is back there. Ahead for Karutov. Karutov at center ice off the stick of Shepelev. And now a rink-wide pass to Tonelli, and that's intercepted as Shepelev was coming back. Shepelev in his own zone now. Starikov cuts it in front of the net, and Bossy doing a great forechecking job, just deflected that wide. Shepelev at center ice. And the pass was away from Makarov and back near his line now. Starikov at center ice. Robinson stepped up into him. Karutov's like a tank. He didn't even lose balance. Here's Karutov with a shot. Now it comes Messier, and it's checked away from him. Back to the line. Shepelev. He shoots it in. Lemeline's out of the net now. Robinson there feeds it ahead. Out at center ice now, and it's Canada. Stosny's got the puck. Messier coming in over the line. Also Bossy. Bossy in his skates. He couldn't get a good shot at it. And it's finally checked away from him, and out at center ice, Coffey. To the line, Messier deflecting it in. Back come the Soviets, Pervukin. Out at center ice, Huddy, Coffey on this side. Coffey ahead. That is backhanded. Huddy again to Coffey. Coffey off the boards, past everybody. Pervukin will go back for it, but the dog played right at the net by Tishnik. That is around the board. Good check in there. Some good thumping going on in this game early on. Stosny looking for a man. He's got Messier in front if he can find him. Stosny still with that puck. On top of him is Coben in there. It's clear behind the net. And Messier trying to get loose. Now Stosny's upended. Out the side of the net. Out comes Coben. Coben with that lead pass at center ice. Skvortsov. Skvortsov dropping it back, and Barnikov didn't see it. 2-line pass to Stosny through center ice. We'll have a face-off inside the blue line.
The Team Canada is doing a fine job of standing up in the blue line. When Larry Robinson and Randy Gray were out there, they were standing up the Soviet forwards before they could get inside the line to start cutting across and making those little drop passes, which they like to do.
Which shows, I would think, when you see the defenseman standing up, a faith in back checkers coming back, because you've got to get some help.
Exactly. If you don't have the back checkers coming back, the other forwards can make you look awful bad.
Well, we got Simonov out there now, along with Svendlov and Yashin. For the Soviet Union, for Canada, it's Gretzky, Goulet, Middleton. At center ice, Middleton hooking it free to Gretzky. Middleton again overskated it. And back out of center ice now. There's a good check in the center ice zone, and there's going to be a penalty called as the puck comes into the Team Canada zone. And so Canada will have to kill off a penalty.
Kevin Lowe steps up here on the Soviet forward Shepelev and sticks his knee out. The referee was right there to call him.
And it is Lowe for tripping at 5:59. Puck's in the corner. Larry Robinson digging it out. Why, he has played such good hockey for Canada. Here's Gretzky coming out of the zone. We got a 2-on-1. Down over the line with Messier. Gretzky, Messier! And he couldn't get the pass as Yashin was back there back checking. At center ice now. They shoot it back into Team Canada territory. In there is Simonov. Back out to the blue line now. Kept in by Kazatonov. Over to the point on the far side. Zubkov, his shot straight on. Rebound. His shot wide. That's Fedlov. Now on the board. Yashin. Back out to the blue line. On this side, that's Kazatonov, number 7. Gretzky checking on him. Puck hops over the glass, and we'll have a face-off in the Team Canada zone.
Well, Canada took a few penalties against the Soviets in the exhibition game that cost them, and they can't afford to take too many penalties early in the hockey game.
Well, we see a lot of this man, well-respected, Viktor Tiyanov. He is just the 5th Soviet coach since 1946 when they entered international hockey. Can you name the 5?
No idea.
Well, you know some of them, Darrell. 5 is tough to come up with. Here's Raymond Bourque coming out of them. But then he overskated the puck. Stelnov, rink wide inside the zone. Gimayev in his zone now, and Finelli forechecking. The Soviets have had problems getting this thing underway here. 1 minute exactly remaining in the power play as Gimayev nailed to the board by Sutter deep inside the zone. Out at center ice now. Koshevnikov off the boards. He gets it again. They're not getting too far across center ice. Koshevnikov back inside the zone now. Circling in his end is Vasiliev. Now Koshevnikov out at center ice. That pass is for Stelnov. He's over the line. It's wristed back out to center ice by the defense. Now they try to regroup again with 30 seconds left in the power play. They look for that chance. They will play tic-tac-toe, move it around until the opening comes. That's Gimayev shooting it in. On the boards on this side, digging it out is Vasiliev. And he loses it to Gretzky, who cuts in front of his own net with 15 seconds left in the power play. It's Coffey. Gretzky straight up the middle. Here's his shot, and it's off the stick of Starikov, and it winds up in the corner. Soviets again, 5 seconds left in the power play. Out near the blue line, the rink-wide pass. Karutov down to the line. Now Karutov circling around Raymond Bourque, looking for the man in the slot, and he is chased off the puck as Bourque stuck with him. Now out at center ice comes Coffey. The penalty is over. Coffey hitting the line, and he hit the linesman right at the blue line. Picking it up now is Bourne. His shot is blocked at the defense. Gregg at center ice for Canada. Ahead for Bourne. Gardner hustling it after that. Kishnik let it go right by, and Gardner's in after it as Canada makes a change. Gardner freelancing inside the Soviet zone now, and is pinned against the boards. Soviets start out now. Bilyaletdinov shooting it in. Robinson's back there. Robinson behind his net now, being checked by Karutov. Against the boards. Gardner cutting in front of his own net. Here he comes. Out to center ice comes Gardner. Gardner along with Yzerman to the line. He shoots it in. Along the boards as Gardner was upended. Messier moves in. Messier kicks it along the board. Still has that puck. Now moving after it. Yzerman drops it off. Gardner now along the boards. Yzerman jamming up against the boards now as they try to hold it in there. Karutov now hooks it out to center ice and then took a big hit from Robinson. Back at his blue line, Gregg. Ahead for Messier. Canada completing the change now. That lead pass. Messier trying to hit Yzerman right at the line. Yzerman heads for the bench for the Soviets. Out at center ice. Trying to move it ahead is Varnikov. Messier at center ice. He moves over the line now. Messier still with that puck. Drops it back. Nice play. Here's Yzerman, and he banned on it. Under a little checking pressure from Coben. Coben around the board. Coben is upended. There's going to be another penalty. He's got the puck at center ice, an elbowing penalty going to Canada, and Kevin Lowe is headed to the penalty bench once again.
So the Soviet player is in great pain there. That was a great check. I think it was Messier that hit the guy. He had his head down. He was looking at Anderson, tugging on him, and Messier comes in and throws a stiff body check. Catches him maybe with a little elbow in the head, but the referee, Olsen, was a little delayed in calling that penalty.
Well, sometimes you get that reaction after somebody, but there is a lot of elbow in that, and for that reason, we've got the penalty, and it is Messier who's in the penalty box.
Coben, he's noted to be a pretty tough player. They talk about him being somewhat of a Bobby Clark. He's very tough on face-offs, and he's a tough worker. He checks all the time. That one hurt.
Coben, by the way, is the all-time active penalty leader in the Soviet Union himself. And he took a shot. He doesn't play too many World Championship games. He takes too many penalties in the thinking of the Soviet hierarchy, including Viktor Tikhonov, the coach. But he comes over and plays these series regularly. We're used to seeing that line from Gorky with Koven and Kortsov and Barnikov.
Koven's played in the 76 Canada Cup, the 81 and the 84, and also the 79 Challenge Cup. So he's been over in our North American rinks in pretty well every series.
Well, the first Olympics he ever played in was Sarajevo, and he's a veteran. He's 30 years of age. So a face-off at center ice, Canada with a 2-minute penalty to Messier for elbowing at 9:35. Now we've got some delay here as Kazatonov is talking to referee Doug Olson. Face-off, I think, is going to take place very close to the center ice spot. Gerard Gauthier, the linesman, calls everybody to center. So Canada shorthanded. Semenov on the power play along with Svetlov and Yashin. And Tonelli out there to kill off the penalty along with Sutter, Bork, and Kevin Lowe. Off the boards now, moving it ahead to the line, and Semenov stops on that play, and Kazatonov will have to go back for it, but Tonelli's tried to out-hustle him in there. Tonelli gets the line on the puck. Tonelli now battling for it against the boards. It goes out in front of the net. There's nobody there. Now Tonelli kicks it free. Sutter digging it loose against the boards. Back now inside Canada territory as Lowe has it. Lowe flipping it ahead. Tonelli tried to knock it down as he got behind Vladimir Zubkov. Now once again, it's the Soviets. Svetlov at center ice. Bourne had him lined up. Stolen by Gretzky. Gretzky coming in over the line. Kazatonov reaching for him. That's it out of midair, but he shot it wide. Bourne in against the boards now. Svetlov out near the blue line, and it comes out to center ice with 1 minute remaining in the power play. Raymond Bourque inside his own zone. Tapped back to him by Gretzky. Bourque again clearing it through center ice past everybody, and Stelnoff will have to go back into his own zone and get it. Now the Soviets on the attack. Karutov to the line now as they crisscross. Here's his shot. He scores! Rukov on a power play with 38 seconds left, and it's 1-0 Soviets.
Rukov picked that puck up at center ice, had lots of speed. The Team Canada defenseman got caught inside the blue line a little bit, backed in, and he just has all the time in the world to shoot it right over the shoulder of Reggie Lemelin.
So Karutov gets the goal. He's got a great shot. Over top of Reggie's shoulder.
The Team USSR goal scored by
Given maybe a little too much time to get set to shoot that puck.
At the beginning of that play, there was that crisscross right at the blue line.
That's what the Soviets do so well. They crisscross, they drop the puck, they cut in front of, they interfere with you, and try to throw you off and which check to pick up.
Now inside his zone is Stelnoff. Peter Stastny trying to control it inside the line, reaches back for it, but now it's out at center ice, and he has to wait for Mates to get on side and feeds it back into the Team Canada zone. Soviets leading 1-0 here. Lemelin leaving it at the side of his net. Coffey will start out with it to Huddy. Huddy at center ice now. Huddy ahead for Anderson, deflects it into the Soviet zone. Starikov is back there. Anderson's there as well. Anderson out in front of the net. Big check thrown up against the boards by Stelnoff. Coffey backhanding it off the glass. At center ice, Peter Stastny catching up with Messier. Stastny is tied up completely by Shepelev. Offside on the play, and we'll have a face-off. Soviets leading 1-0. This is Labatt's Canada Cup. On the official scoring on that goal, Karutov from Shepelev at 10:57 to make it 1-0. Karutov's second goal of the tournament. That line has not really had it going too much, although they certainly been the main offense for the Soviets over the years. Here's Heiserman. Heiserman having trouble hooking the puck free at center ice now. Back in over the line is Koshevnikov. He's checked up against the boards, and Kevin Lowe comes back and picks up the puck and takes it behind his own net. That's his Vasiliev forechecking there. Bork, Lowe at center ice, drops it back for Ray Bork. Bork bringing it through center. Bork to the line, head for Bourne. Into the corner it goes. Pervulkin's back there. Pervulkin, number 5 for the Soviet Union, around his net, and here he comes. Great skater, Pervulkin out to center ice. Cleared in by Vasiliev. Out of his net, Lemelin shoots it into the corner. Kevin Lowe against the boards. Bork pokes it free, and Bourne shoots it down the ice. Pervulkin back to get it. Forechecking as Eisenman is called on the icing. Face-off back in the Team Canada zone.
I think an interesting stat to look at is the number of goals against the Russians have given up. They've only given up 4 so far in this Canada Cup in 4 hockey games. And the Olympics in Sarajevo, they only give up 6 goals in 7 games there. So they're strong defensively as well as offensively.
Well, you can go back even further than that, Darrell. You can go back to the 1983 World Championships. They gave up 7 in 7 games there. So a goal a game seems to be about normal for them.
That's quite a stat.
Robinson played the game so well in every aspect. Gregg, Robinson to Goulet. Goulet out past Gretzky to center ice. Gretzky gets it again, but he just doesn't get free. Now Sports off at center ice. He's checked. Gregg to Gretzky. Gretzky to the line. Feeds it through. Here's Middleton going in. The shot. He scores! Well, there's Wayne Gretzky's father watching all of this, and he's celebrating along with a big crowd here at the Northlands Coliseum.
Well, that's a big boost for Team Canada to get that next goal. Gretzky makes a nice little dump pass here to Middleton. And he takes a look. Tishnick comes way out of his net, but Middleton just slides it on the ice right inside the post. Middleton's a great goal scorer. Nice little pass by Wayne here. He takes a look. It went through the legs of Tishnick.
Gretzky draws the assist, gets a big hand here as Starakov inside his zone clears it away. The goal came at 13:03. Randy Gregg also draws an assist on that play as the puck is back out at center ice, and Yashin back near his line. We've got a 1-1 tie. Robinson getting it from Middleton. Gretzky ahead, trying to find Middleton with that. Middleton facing the wrong way to get that pass out of center ice. Gretzky intercepts it again, clears it in over the line. Well, the magic of Gretzky works here early in the game. And Canada back into a tie. Gretzky, Middleton couldn't get that pass. Good play made deep inside the zone by Semenov. Semenov ahead now. It's Yashin over the line, clears it in front of the net. And Sutter picking it up. He fades back. Now around the boards. Canada on a change. Tonelli just off the bench, picks it up, feeds it back to his defense. And Coffey behind Huddy with that pass. Huddy trying to feed it through. Now gets it out to center ice. Knocking it down out there and working it right back to the line now. And being knocked off stride is Shepelev. Sutter off the boards, Karutov. He shoots it in deep. Huddy's there. Along the boards for Bossy. Soviet starting to forecheck well. Here's the shot. Close in front of the net. The shot over top of the net. As Wendy Lamela made a tremendous save on Makarov.
Big break for Team Canada there. Makarov was in front of the net all alone. He took his time. Wanted to throw the puck up into the air.
This is Labatt's Canada.
Go to our guys. If our guys stay out of the penalty box, we can beat this team.
Thank you. Kevin Lowe at center ice to Bossy. Bossy at the line. It chops up into the air. Sutter gets it along the board. Sutter reaching back for it. Lost his balance up on his feet again and into the line. He comes. He shoots it in front. Bossy that time. Bossy collecting it against the boards again. Bork moves in after it. Bossy's got a little room now. Bossy shooting it in there. The crowd in front of the net. Sutter reaching for it. Sutter in front. Bossy shoots it. They score! Tonelli!
Well, there was hard work all the way. Here we keep the puck, and the Soviets are trying to tie up our forwards. Tonelli and Sutter just keep working at it. The puck bounces loose, the goalie's down, and he just opened that to put it in.
Oh, that's that line again. Called them alley fighters earlier in this tournament, and I'll tell you, they are really tough inside the zone. Here's some of the tough sledding. They didn't have it easy in there either. And you see Tonelli putting it in right there. 2-1, Canada leading. Robinson, a Rick wide pass. Gets it back again on this side. Cleared in front of the net. Svetloff takes a hit. Robinson starts out now. Robinson, Anderson, Messier, Anderson, nice play, the shot, and he's just wide with it. At the blue line, Vasiliev out to center ice where Robinson knocks it down. Backing into his own zone, Randy Gregg. Bossy and Sutter getting the assists on the Tonelli goal at 15:05. Over the line. And the Soviets with Kazatonov being forced back by Peter Stastny, and he clears it straight up ice. It goes over 2 lines. It's knocked down, and Koshevnikov getting the offside, or at least the 2-line pass. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Everyone gets in on the entertainment.
Well, the crowd was silenced here by that goal by Karutov on the power play, but they have really picked it up since. And Middleton and Tonelli have scored, and Canada now in a 2-1 lead over the Soviets with 4:13 remaining in the first period at the Northlands Coliseum at Edmonton. Good tempo to the game, Darrell, as we look at the great one.
It's a great hockey game, it sure is, and some hard work in front of the net brought that goal about. Tonelli out muscling the defenseman, and Sutter doing the same thing, causing the puck to come loose.
Coffey getting the pass back in his own zone, forced to back up, and it's intercepted. Vassiliev throwing it in front of the net. There's a shot. Oh! Point blank range.
Shepelev was in all alone there. Bad pass here by Coffey. Throws it out in front. A great save by Reggie Lemelin, right out the top of his crease.
You've got to have goaltending. There's 2 big saves in the last 5 minutes. Make that 3 as that shot went in from Skvortsov. Now behind the net, Skvortsov once again takes a check from Coffey behind the net, trying to dig it free. Middleton's in there in the middle of that, so is Barnikov. And it's Barnikov who collects it, but can't hold it inside the blue line. Fighting off the checking. Finally, it's hooked free by Gretzky. Gretzky brings it through center ice now. The lead pass, Middleton. He's forced back. Coffey shooting it in. 3.5 minutes remaining in the first period. Along the boards it comes for Skvortsov. In there, Middleton. Coffey pinches in from the point. It winds up out at center ice now. Down over the line. Here's Barnikov in front. And that pass was just out of the reach of Semenov. Alley working in front, out in front again. And the shot is just wide by Semenov. And it's cleared up into the Team Canada bench. A face-off deep in the Team Canada zone.
Canada's getting a little sloppy there. We cannot afford to give the Soviets 3-on-2s and 2-on-1s, and they're going to score on those plays. We can't get our defensemen caught up the ice.
Well, there's Rick Middleton. He has been a fine player in the National Hockey League. Over 40 goals, 5 years in a row. The 81-82 season, he was over 50 goals. With 51, many think that Rick Middleton burst into prominence as a total hockey player in the 1981 Canada Cup. I don't think Rick would argue too much with that. He was a dominating factor. Here's the pass out of center right now, and Yzerman down over the line. Yzerman being forced away from the puck by Semenov. There's a shot that's just wide of the net. Lowe moves in from the point. Bourne shoots it into the corner. Gardner couldn't reach that, but Yzerman's got it. Back to the point, and Lowe is not in position to knock that down. He'll collect his troops back near his own blue line. Yzerman dropping into his own zone. Cleared ahead by Bork, and it goes by everybody down into the Soviet zone. There'll be no icing here, and Ziznik makes the play around the boards. Borg clears it rink wide. Now Gardner. Back forward is Yashin. Yashin out near the line, and at center ice now. Semenov shooting it in. Lemelin out of his net. Clears it along the boards. Gardner Bourne trying to get loose. Yzerman picks up the puck. Yzerman backhanding it to center ice, and Bourne has got it there and feathers a pass ahead intended for Gardner. In his own zone, Pervukin. Along the boards, and at center ice now, Sutter. Sutter back near his line. Robinson ahead. It hit the back of Sutter's leg, and it's cleared back in over the line by Shepelev. Moving for the net there is Makarov. Shepelev moves in after it. He's being checked by Robinson, doing a great job behind the net. Takes him out of the play. Makarov looking for a man. Close quarters in there. Karutov back near the line now. It's backhanded in through a crowd. Shepelev overskated it. Bossy inside the zone. He can't reach it. Pinching in from the point is Zubkov. Zubkov with Karutov out in front. They roll it through. They score. Karutov. At great speed around the net. And it set up Karutov in front for his second goal of the game.
Soviets put a lot of pressure on our defensemen on our end here. Controlling the puck. There's Krutov just standing all alone. The defenseman went down earlier on the far side. Slid into the corner, taking himself out of the play.
Well, he just chipped that one up. Lemelin down on the play. Comes with a minute 30 remaining in the period. Krutov with his second of the game and third of the tournament. Out for Canada now. We're in a 2-2 tie here. That's Raymond Bourque. Checking on the play is Vasiliev. Winds up behind the net, and Lowe's got it. Lowe.
30 seconds.
Lowe working his way towards the line, gets it ahead for Messier, who couldn't hold that pass as Yamayev turns. He is knocked off the puck by Lowe. Peter Stastny drops it off for Kevin Lowe. Lowe for Bourque. Bourque shooting it in. Anderson moves into forecheck as it's picked up by Starikov deep in his zone. Lowe's got it at the point, shoots it in, a loose bouncing puck in front of the net. Nobody in position. There's a big hit inside the blue line on Anderson, out in front. Here's a chance, backhand shot, rolls loose at the side of the net. Plenty of holding going on there. There's going to be a penalty.
Peter Stastny was pulled down. The rebound out there, he was trying to get it. The Soviet player grabbed a hold of his stick, pulled him down. The referee was right there behind him to call it. Let's see if Team Canada's power play can get one here. They were very effective against the Czechs the other night. With 38 seconds left in the period, a big goal here for Team Canada.
The Team USSR penalty.
19:22, the time of the penalty. Gibayev off.
The time.
Interference is the call.
22 seconds.
Well, Canada on the power play for the first time. The goal, by the way, Karutov from Shepelev and Zubkov at 18:30 to tie it up.
At 19:22.
On the face-off, Coffey's got it. Coffey gets it back again, hopped over his stick as it was feathered back out towards the line by Messier. Now off the boards and clear giveaway at center ice as Pervukin brings it into the line. Stastny bumping up against the boards. They'll get that face-off near the Team Canada line with 21 seconds remaining in the period.
When the Soviets kill a penalty, they try to pressure you in all areas of the ice. They try to make you make a pass when you're not ready to. They do not give you time to set up. Therefore, cause you to make some bad passes.
Well, there you see Vasily Pervukin. This guy has played 338 games in the Soviet National League. He plays for Moscow Dynamo. He has only 44 minutes in penalties. Not bad.
Lady Bing candidate.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, we're a defenseman, too. A little different from our friend Mr. Coven, who is the all-time active leader, or the active leader right now. Puck is cleared down the ice. Right at the Team Canada goal now as time ticks away, and that's it. Well, an entertaining first period of hockey, Darrell, and a 2-2 tie after the 20 minutes.
Well, very entertaining. I think Team Canada can be very...
And we're very grateful for that. They have been right on top of things. We're set to go here in the second period. Canada will be on the power play for a minute and 22 seconds. Karutov takes the draw, and the Soviets